Never anything good on in here. Oh, what's this? Oh, hey, what's going on, man?
What you watching?
Oh, no, I just tuned into the Castleton Video Network.
Let's check it out.
Welcome to Castleton Videomagazine. I'm Ruby Bushy.
And I'm Jacob Covell. In Bangkok, Thailand today, the bloodshed continues in front of the voting station, with the death of an anti-government protest leader and 12 others are injured. This brings the death toll up to 10 since November, when the protests to overthrow the Prime Minister started. The embattled Prime Minister Yingluck Shinhwa is to meet with Poll Commission to discuss an election date. The commission wants to postpone the election for at least another month to avoid more bloodshed. The protesters have blocked at least 45 of the 50 polling stations, but the advanced polls are at 292 of the 375 national electoral areas. Protests have gripped Ukraine since the government rejected a far-reaching accord with the European Union in favor of stronger ties with Russia in November of 2013, and turned deadly after the government brought in tough new legislation to end mass protests on the main square. Hundreds of protesters and police officers have been injured in the unrest. In one of the most disturbing developments, a protest leader, Dmitro Bulatov, emerged with serious facial injuries, saying he had been abducted, tortured for 8 days, and left dead by government agents. Opposition leaders and President Viktor Yanukovych held talks on the 28th of January, after which Prime Minister Miluko Azarov and his cabinet resigned, and the Ukraine parliament voted overwhelmingly to annul the anti-protest laws. In another negotiation, Parliament passed an amnesty law for detained protesters. However, the opposition leaders dismissed it, calling for new elections. Protests have spread to a number of Ukraine cities, mostly in the west of the country, but also in President Yanukovych's traditional support base in the east. The standoff appears to continue. The scene has shifted to Parliament, where diplomatic moves are underway amid warnings that Ukraine risks sliding into civil war.
In Westminster, Vermont, a traffic stop led to a large drug bust. Around 6:30 p.m. on Saturday, state police stopped 33-year-old Eugenia Emerson of Springfield on I-91 for a lane violation. The police say that their police canine also detected the drugs. Emerson gave the police permission to search her car, and in the report they found nearly 700 bags of heroin that were hidden under the rear seat cushion. According to the police, the bags were hidden under the seat of her 5-year-old daughter. Emerson is now facing heroin trafficking charges. The cost of propane in Vermont has risen considerably this year. This increase is said to be the result of two contributing factors. Last fall, propane consumption by farmers from the Midwest was at a high point for use in drying their corn harvest. This increase, combined with the frigid winter temperatures we've experienced thus far, have led to expensive propane costs for homeowners. According to the Vermont Fuel Dealers Association, Propane heats 40,000 homes in Vermont, about 15% of all homes. As of January 20th, 2014, prices of propane in New England were at $3.56 a gallon, 60 cents more than the national average of $2.96. The Climate Prediction Center is forecasting an equal chance of temperatures and precipitation being either above or below normal through April. A change in propane cost is unlikely. In business news, sugar futures are on the rise for the 4th straight month, after plunging 16% in the previous year, with announcements from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, forecasting a 4-year of surpluses globally. This price increase comes as news in both India and Brazil signaled a precarious future for the sweet commodity. Brazil is currently in the midst of a drought, recording the hottest January ever with at least amount of rain in the 20 years, based on reports from the Sao Paulo-based Somar Meteorologia. India, meanwhile, recently announced plans to subsidize their sugar exports, adding to the global glut of the raw sweetener. Trading on this news was more than double the 100-day average, with money managers speculating on a price drop within the month. That is, unless India, one of the world's largest producers of sugar, plans a deferral of their exports to keep the price on the rise. While email is one of the first internet services, already 43 years old, it's still far from perfect, as the information technology staff at Castleton is well aware. Christopher Williams filed this story.
Well, our previous music director, Zach, he was more into the indie community and trying to get some new up-and-coming indie bands, unsigned artists, really showcase some unknown talent. And that's really cool. I'm looking to incorporate that as well, but I'm more focused on giving what the campus community wants to hear, just kind of still doing, you know, like polls and stuff to try to find out what our community wants, what our students like, and also really try to use the music to say, hey, you want to be a DJ, you don't like your music, change it. You have the power to do that. Well, we're looking to do some promotional things with upcoming holidays such as St. Patrick's Day and Valentine's Day, maybe even Groundhog Day, trying to incorporate some cool themes with that. Our promotion director, Andy, she's looking to create some station awareness with that and get some DJs to play some fun playlists, some themed playlists, trying to just raise station awareness, get people involved, and maybe get ourselves a few new fans. I'm trying to leave the station better than we found it. Definitely it is better than it was 2 or 3 years ago when I first came here. We've really made some really great improvements with our automation and everything. But just trying to make sure we're self-sufficient, make sure that when I leave, when the veterans leave, that the newcomers can just pick it right up and they know what they're doing and they know how to train people, they know the proper FCC filings and stuff that need to happen, just so they can have fun and not have to worry about all the other stuff that we didn't do.
Sorry about that last video. That was actually on the WIUV radio station and not the email. The Castleton Fine Arts Center is the home of art, music, and theater for the school. Each semester, the FAC holds performances, plays, and other items as part of the Soundings events. On Thursday, February 6th, there will be a performance by the Burlington Ensemble Beyond Beethoven from 12:30 to 7 p.m. The following Tuesday, February 11th, Howard Dean will speak about the first global generation, how they are changing everything. This will take place at 7 p.m. For more information on events happening at the FAC, you can visit www.castleton.edu/soundings. Castleton College Director of Budget and Finance, Heidi Whitney, took vacationing to new heights on her recent September ascent of Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania, Africa. Accompanied by 10 other climbers, she spent a total of 7 days hiking, scaling, and camping along the dormant volcano's edge, preparing to experience the view from the summit. Located in Kilimanjaro National Park, Mount Kilimanjaro stands over 19,000 feet above sea level and is Africa's highest mountain, and also was a personal high climb for Whitney since returning home from her African voyage, Whitney has already begun organizing her next excursion. Plans of visiting Egypt, China, and Germany are at the top of her list, with a accumulation goal to one day visit the sunken ruins of the Titanic, though she has no intention of taking on Mount Everest anytime soon. Whitney encourages others to go out and enjoy the wonders of the world through travel. As college students prepare for snow sculpture building, lack of snow is an issue. Flyers have been put up to inform students of the event that is being held by the residents' life. Several sculptures will be built. The team who wins will be rewarded $50 and a picture with their sculpture. Figures will be made in front of the CSC South House Thursday, not just for competition but for fun. All students who are interested must sign up to attend.
Miley Cyrus's Banger Tour kicks off in less than 2 weeks. That's right, Cyrus will begin her tour around the world on Valentine's Day, performing in Vancouver, British Columbia at Rogers Arena. The tour will cover most of America as well as Canada, will continue on through February and the months preceding until June 7th. As of now, Cyrus's Banger Tour is only booked until April 24th at the Nassau Coliseum, Long Island, New York. But it's sure to cover more ground and reach more people between then and the finale. Get your tickets soon, folks, because if anybody, Miley Cyrus is sure to sell them all. More details at www.livenation.com. I'm going to Disney World. Many Americans heard that very phrase uttered late Sunday night by the Seattle Seahawks linebacker Malcolm Smith. Smith won the Super Bowl MVP Sunday and carried out the tradition of saying the patented Disney phrase. Since 1987, Disney has been paying the winners of the Super Bowl loads of cash to proclaim they are visiting Disney just after winning the championship. The first ever ad featured Phil Simms in his 1987 commercial. Since then, 57 different athletes have said the phrase after reaching the peak of their professional careers. Original payments to athletes started at $75,000, but more recent numbers are believed to reach around the millions. On Monday, Smith and his family were flown out to Disney World in a private jet and put up in a special suite. MVP winners also receive a parade around Disneyland during their stay. And as long as Disney is willing to spend big money, athletes at the pinnacle of their careers will be celebrating at Disney World.
For Castleton Videomagazine, I'm Jacob Covell.
And I'm Ruby Bushy.
Thanks.
Email. It's an everyday facet of modern life, but for many on campus, it's been a source of frustration.
You basically, every time you go on there, whether it's from a professor or another student, you always get, junk mail that doesn't really pertain to you.
However, a recent email by Castleton Public Relations Director Jeff Weld hopes to change all that, focusing new attention on the school's communication and email etiquette policy.
That email sort of provided a gentle move in that direction. I think what's happened is that it's been sort of the only tool available to people.
Weld, in collaboration with other administration officials, hope to steer campus communication between faculty, staff, and students to the appropriate forums to facilitate more communication and less noise.
We can put events and create news stories from them, put them on our homepage, put them on the news site. People can put in requests for things to be shared on social media. We do use social media. We have a lot of followers. We get a lot of engagement through our social media channels. So those are appropriate as well. And then also the portal. And the portal is great.
We've developed a sort of a bulletin board, a Craigslist, for lack of a better term, on the portal. Obviously, the catch is you got to get people to have a reason to go to the portal. Students need to have a reason to go there, check their email, check their grades, those type of things.
Right now, students are discouraged.
Since I've been here, I feel like it's just more stuff now. I feel like just the amount of junk mail is increasing in my mailbox.
It's constant. There's I was actually in class today and I felt my phone vibrating in my pocket constantly, and I thought like I might be getting a call, and you never know if it's like a family emergency or something, and I looked and I just gotten 7 or 8 emails within about a minute.
Hopefully, the school is on the way to solving these problems. I'm Christopher Williams with CSC News at Castleton.
Hi, I'm Derek Langlaise, and I'm out on the Castleton campus asking students questions. Let's see what they have to say. If a genie came up to you and you only had 3 wishes, what would they be?
I would have to say be able to travel the world wherever, to not worry about money, and world peace.
All right, 3 things I would have if a genie popped up. Unlimited coffee, unlimited money, and a big chunk of land, probably, yeah.
I would wish for $1 million.
I would wish for a unicorn.
And I definitely probably wish for an endless amount of happiness.
I don't have mine.
First wish would be to have enough money to, invest in a lifetime, so I don't have a lot of bills to pay after college, and if I do grad school, stuff like that, and if anything happens in my family, I actually have money to do things. Second wish would probably have to be to have a pet velociraptor that is domesticated, so I could ride around, and if people annoy me in traffic, I could just have them slash its tires. Yes, I want that to happen. And then third wish would have to be access to the Kennedy files, like the real Kennedy files. I want to know what actually happened, if it was a mob hit or if it was CIA or if it was just an accident, because I've heard about that.
Okay, number 1, lifetime supply of ginger ale. Number 2, new pair of skis. Number 3, new pair of ice skates.
If I had 3 wishes from a genie, I would wish for a tropical vacation to New Hampshire in the winter, a pony, and to hug Justin Bieber.
Okay, so one would be winning the lottery, the other would be to go to the Olympic Games, and the last would be to travel the country.
And my last question is, will you both be my Valentines?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Sweet. Will you be my Valentine?
Sure.
High five on it. Will you be my Valentine?
Of course.
Thank you.
No problem.
High five. Can I have a hug?
Yeah, you can have a hug, man.
3 taps, it's not weird.
So, what got you interested in doing these plays?
Well, I've been writing for a really long time. My early degree was in writing, MFA, in mainly poetry, creative writing in general, but I did write plays and other things, and I've been doing that for, 30 plus years, so it's nothing new. Actually, the plays that are going to be performed at the Black Box Theater, there's 5 pieces. They're short plays. Each of them runs somewhere between 10, I think the longest one ran about 20 minutes, depending on how the director does it. They were all written late 90s, early 2000s, so most of them are 10 years old or more, and deal with things that were in the culture at that time, even though they're maybe a little bit set back in time a little bit. They are a range of comedies to one sort of dramatic story, which is just a 2-person piece that was actually performed at the Edward Albee Theater Festival in Valdez, Alaska in 1999. It was one of the plays selected for that. That's called Green Mountain Bucks, and that's the one that's probably the saddest of them all. Most of them are pretty funny, and they range from issues in academics. There's one called The Search Committee about faculty looking for new hire. That's kind of a satire, a gentle poke at the kinds of people I've known most of my life as a faculty member. Not specific people here, but certainly I stole lines from people and friends. Another one is called Improvisation of the Mask, which is really based on an acting exercise that I kind of do with the students in acting for the camera. And when I did it myself, when I studied some acting, that gets a little out of hand, a little funky. And then another one called Steak and Potatoes, which is kind of a little family, I guess the students are defining it as hyper-realism. I see it as kind of gentle satire in its own way, but kind of a closer to home piece, which I actually have a full-length play that I have developed with similar characters. And I write film scripts as well as plays. So the last 10 years I've been more or less writing multiple, 2 acts, full-length plays, and film scripts. So these are the short pieces from early on.
The Castleton women's basketball team faced off against Castleton State College Tuesday night. The Spartans, who met with the Badgers just 3 weeks ago, came out strong, and by the end of the first quarter, they were already up 31-13, mimicking their previous performance against Johnson State. While the Badgers produced 30 turnovers compared to the Spartans' 17 turnovers, they were not able to capitalize on those turnovers, as well as the Spartan women. The Spartans scored 37 points off of their turnovers, as opposed to the Badgers' 8. Those turnovers helped the Spartan women finish the game ahead of Johnson 63-34.
It's very informative and fun too.